महागठबंधन को महाजीत मिली है और हमारे साथ आरजेडी अध्यक्ष लालू प्रसाद यादव जी हैं। बताइए इतनी बड़ी जीत की उम्मीद।
आज तक को मैं बधाई धन्यवाद देता हूं कि आप लोगों ने कवर किया और आप लोग खेल रहे और इतना शानदार विक्ट्री हुई है। ये मैंडेट है दिल्ली के सरकार, दिल्ली का मतलब सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के खिलाफ है। बिहार के पिछड़े वर्गों के लोगों ने, अल्पसंख्यक समाज, दलित, महादलित और अपर कास्ट के गरीब लोगों ने भी इतना बड़ा जबरदस्त मतलब समर्थन दिया है कि भाजपा का सुफरा साफ हो गया। अब दिल्ली पर हमारा चढ़।
अच्छा, ये कहा जा रहा है जंगल राज को लेकर थोड़ा संशय क्या है?
आप देखो ना, ये जो इनको जो सरसा सा बता दिए बिहारी लोग कि हम लोग को जंगली बोल रहा है।
बेटे आपके दोनों जीते हैं, दोनों आपके बेटे जीते हैं। क्या आपका रोल क्या है?
बहुत खुश है।
रोल क्या है? तो ये तो लालू प्रसाद यादव तो जीत से बहुत खुश हैं और उनका कहना है कि जंगल राज जो बिहारियों को कहा जाता था और उसके जवाब में जनता ने इतना भारी मतों से उन्हें जिताया है। सुजीत कुमार झा, पटना, आज।
There you have Lalu Prasad Yadav looking as combative as ever. Look at what one day has done in politics. I just want to get my guests, Sachin Pilot and Chandan Mitra, to tell us therefore, if I were to ask you to choose a man of the match today, Chandan, and today wear your journalistic hat if only for a minute. I know it's difficult when you enter politics, but if you had to choose a man of the match today, is it Lalu? Is it Nitish? Is it Rahul Gandhi? Is it the voter of Bihar if you play safe? Is it Mohan Bhagwat? Is it Amit Shah? Narendra Modi? Who's the man of the match?
Look, Rajdeep, it is very clear that this alliance has won a magnificent victory, no two ways, and therefore they deserve full marks. But among them, I think both played an equal role, Mr. Nitish Kumar and Lalu Yadav. Much as I would have wanted Nitish Kumar to be the man of the match because of his development record and his general behavior and demeanor, I am afraid that by becoming the larger of the two parties in the Gathbandhan, Mr. Lalu Yadav, who had been written off, has today emerged as a game changer in Bihar. So I must say the maximum credit has to go to him.
Okay, you're giving the maximum credit to him. I would give it more to Nitish because I believe Nitish played the role of the X factor through credibility. He gave credibility to this alliance. But Sachin, if you had to choose a man of the match today, someone who you believe is instrumental in this victory, who is it?
A catalyst.
A catalyst.
Well, I think let's be fair. Nitish Kumar has won a very hard-fought battle, and Jo Jeeta So Sikandar. We helped him. We got the alliance together. Congress Party played its role. Lalu Yadav pulled in the votes. But the man of the moment who will become Chief Minister again is Nitish Kumar. So let's give him credit when it's due. And today the people of Bihar have voted for him to become the Chief Minister of Bihar. And I think it's a great mandate by the people of that state because they have actually turned the tide of Indian polity today. So the citizens of Bihar almost get as much credit as anybody else for turning out this fantastic election.
I would agree with the last point because let us give the Bihar voter tremendous amount of credit. Intelligent. He knows the difference between Lok Sabha and state election. He gives Modi the majority. But when it comes to the state, he's given someone with governance and someone he thinks will improve his life.
Even though it comes with Lalu Prasad. Even though it comes
with Lalu Prasad. As you've seen earlier, he's a sort of social reformer, messiah.
Social reformer for some. But Chandan, if you had to point one mistake, and try and wear your journalistic hat once more because you are so much more refreshing when you do that. If I were to ask you, what is the one mistake that has been made by the BJP? What is the one mistake what is the one thing you could have done differently to turn the tide?
No, sorry Rajdeep, I cannot wear my journalistic hat on camera.
That's a pity.
Whatever I have to say, I will convey to my leaders. Maybe, but as long as I am a party man and a party MP, it is not possible. My state will be that of Shatrughan Sinha. So I will not do that. But I will convey my views to the leadership if and when I get an opportunity. But the party will be discussing things very, very seriously and introspect a lot. I think we really tried very hard Honestly, I don't see what more we could have done. We put our best foot forward. We led a strenuous campaign. Lot of people went there and campaigned night and day. Now, in spite of that, the people of Bihar preferred a local combination over Mr. Narendra Modi's kind of commitment to development. Well, it's unfortunate, all I can say, but not because of lack of effort on the part of the BJP.
Now you know why some of us journalists don't want to become politicians. Now you know why some of us journalists don't want to become politicians.
You will one day, Rajdeep, I know.
I recall, no, I won't.
Someday you will become.
No, I
Rajdeep,
recall with nostalgia the wonderful edit page pieces you used to write in the late 80s and 90s, and I sometimes hope that we will rediscover that Chandan Mitra. Who knows? Life, goes through many circles. Who knows where we will all be next? But look, I think it's time to step back a bit and ask a couple of questions that have come on Twitter and maybe get quick responses to those before I get final comments. Now, one question that has come to me on Twitter, this is the Ask Rajdeep question that we are putting out. Has the BJP given too many seats to its allies? Remember, the allies got wiped out. Jitin Ram Majhi wiped out, Upendra Kushwaha wiped out, and virtually Ramvilas Paswan wiped out. Was that a mistake, Ajit? Did they give too many seats to their allies? Was that one of the many mistakes they made?
I think the bigger mistake was...
Or they had no choice. They had to take Majhi. Let's be fair to them also.
I think the bigger mistake was that the BJP contested too many seats. In fact, one reason why the RJD and JDU did so well is because they just contested the seats where they had comparative advantage. Whereas the BJP had never won more than 90 seats ever in
so who could
Bihar's election.
What choice did they have? What choice did the BJP? You see, I'm just wondering, once the alliance was formed, with that kind of arithmetic, did the BJP have any choice but to also try and form its own alliance?
They did. I mean, they had choices like Papu Yadav. They had choices like...
They didn't work. They used Papu Yadav to try and break the Yadav vote. Didn't work. Right. They also tried to put up independents in various places. Even some say got Mulayam Singh Yadav to move away from the alliance over the threat of CBI.
Independents have got some 20% of the vote apparently.
Sorry?
Independents have got some 20%
about
of the vote.
18 to 20 is what they'll get. Okay, so you're saying...
I'm saying that they just contested. Okay. They became too ambitious in the number of seats they contested.
The next question, and I wish Cicero was here to answer this. Why did the pollsters fail to see the wave? None gave Nitish such a thumping. Majority failure for exit and opinion poll. Let me be fair. Axis IMA, run by someone called Pradeep, who rang me up yesterday, actually predicted 175 to 185. He was to do a poll for a channel, and the channel decided not to carry it because they were frightened with the results. And that is, interesting that a poll which was commissioned, last minute they backed out. So then Surjit would not have been alone. There would have been Axis IMA. Plus, I think I must point out, CSDS predicted a 4% wave. They predict a 4% lead to the Mahagathbandhan, which would have given them around 140 to 150. That it goes up to 180 is possibly because there are occasions when you can only predict a trend. Where that trend takes the party, eventually the bandwagon effect, if it takes it to 180, is very difficult to predict. So I don't see it's a failure for all exit and opinion polls. A couple of polls, CSDS and Axis IMA, actually got the trend right. So let's not dismiss polls, but I'll tell you one thing. Most journalists got it right. We did an office sweepstake and a majority of the journalists predicted between 150 to 175 within our organization. So for once, journalists who you malign all the time, I know, actually did better than pollsters.
One clarification as far as Axis is concerned, it's 169 to 183. They got it spot on.
Spot on.
Average is 176 and they're getting 178.
That's
so
right.
it wasn't 75 to 85. It was
right.
169. Axis is the new Chanakya.
Axis is the new Chanakya. I'm coming to that in a moment. There's one more thing that I have to say towards the end, but I'm just going to try and get concluding remarks from all our panelists, and I'll start with the politicians and then come. Sachin Pilot, what is the biggest lesson? Is it the divisive agenda that you believe is the lesson for the Narendra Modi government that you're going to emphasize? Or is the big lesson that if you tie up together, alliances are the future? What is the bigger lesson for the Congress party? Quick response.
It's very clear, Rajdeep, that the government of the day is carrying on the good policies of the previous government, whatever Jan Dhan and E-Digital India. But the politics of this current government is the problem. The divisive nature of the establishment is a problem. Other point I want to make is that whether it's elections in Bengal, Tamil Nadu, UP, people today are giving a clear mandate. So this hung assembly business doesn't work anymore, and I think more and more there is a connectivity within the ground level voters that they must give a clear mandate for a good government to happen.
Right.
So the BJP's tone tenor, I think, was not appropriate. The kind of campaign they led was always a negative campaign, and the people have rejected that outright.
Okay. Chandan Mitra, the big learning. The biggest learning. The biggest learning, Chandan.
Well, yeah, I think basically, you know, we have to be single-mindedly focused on development, development and development.
Not
And
Dadri,
this is
not Dadri,
somewhere we
not
must not get distracted
not
at
Dadri,
all.
not Dadri, not Dadri.
I am saying not get distracted at all by any other consideration.
Okay.
That's Mr. Modi's strength. He has delivered and will deliver further. So why kind of, you know, encourage people who are not committed to the development only agenda? We must stick to it and stick to it aggressively.
Okay, so that means sacking the likes of Sakshi Maharaj presumably, or at least putting them in their place, right?
What about Mahesh Sharma?
Or a Mahesh Sharma or an Aditya Nath, putting them in their place, yes or no? Now you'll say you won't answer that
I
here.
am not commenting on individuals. I have made my point clear.
Okay.
If people don't understand, that's not my problem.
Okay, I think you made your point clear. Okay, I'll give it. Okay, I'm going to go right round the table, starting with you, Javed. The big learning today. What is the biggest takeaway today at the end of this very long day?
Not one, but a combination of factors.
Give me one.
Arithmetic.
If you had to give one,
If I had to give one, Nitish.
the rise of Nitish. You believe that the rise of Nitish, and you believe he's now a credible national leader.
I believe from day one that he is.
That he's a credible national leader. Veer, if there's a one big takeaway at the end of this long day, what's going to be that takes us into the future, beyond Bihar? Let's look beyond Bihar now.
Well, I think when the history of this period is written, today will be remembered as the turning point. It will be the day when people in the world, the economic interests, the big corporations who believed that Modi would transform India, will take a hard look at him and say, is this guy interested in reform, or is he even in a position to deliver any kind of reform? As for the rest of us who believed that Modi was here for 10 years, that we'd have to live with trolls, to live with people who'd come to our refrigerators, check if there's any beef, with the Sakshi Maharajas, with the people who tell all of us to go back to Pakistan, where we've never been to, who make Muslims feel like second-class citizens. Hey, we don't have to live with this. India, the true spirit of a secular, liberal India is alive and well.
Okay, that's strong words there. You believe that this is a turning point in that debate. Ajit Jha.
Rajdeep, winning an election is difficult. Winning a landslide is more difficult. But governance is probably the most difficult of them all. This is a lesson for Narendra Modi. This is a lesson for Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, who just won the landslide in the past. And this is the most important lesson for Mr. Nitish Kumar. If he wants to emerge, what some of us point out as the great hero of 2019, he has to transform Bihar. And Bihar is just started transforming.
Yeah, you believe that Bihar is at that cusp where it can actually take off, or it will go back into the past?
Absolutely.
It's at that cusp moment. Yes, Ashok.
2 points. One, certainly opposition politics has been revived by Nitish and Lalu's victory, and we have to give them both credit. For Modi, this is the end of the beginning. We can't quite say right now that it is the the beginning of the end. That's far away. The second thing is, state elections are won and lost all the time. But why did this state election become such a test of political capital for Mr. Modi? Because it came at the back of problems with the government, problems with delivery, problems with the narrative, and he needs to recognize that he needs to take corrective steps now, and, and very urgently.
And Sujit, hold on. There's a reason why I'm keeping you last. Yes, Manisha.
The world's poorest women, I would say, comparable to sub-Saharan Africa, which is really the worst of the world, and the EBC women, the Mahadalit women, all of them together, voting with political rationality, with a lot of you think is the domain of men, and 6% of them outnumber the men who vote and bring back a government for the poorest, asking for very basic deliveries and development. May Bihar be a changed land for them. And as much as the media glare focuses when it is election time, focus when they have no toilets, focus when they can't get to their schools, focus when somebody obstructs that cycle getting to the school. I think the lesson for today is that when the poor write a script, don't forget the message with which that script has been written, and this message has something in it for two roles, not just one. One for Nitish Kumar, govern, and I would agree indeed with Chandan when he says focus on development, 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 and Mr. Modi, focus on development, 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 and no more.
Got your point, Raj.
Difficult to add to what all of they said.
Yes.
I would say I agree with Veer. It's a turning point. I think
turning point for the Modi government.
For the country. You would see the rise of a new, if you want to call it a grand national alliance. Yeah. That would be a major for the opposition, particularly. Second, a rebuke, as we said earlier, to Prime Minister Modi, and a chance for him to redeem and deliver.
Yeah. Okay, a chance for him to redeem and deliver. Okay, I've left Surjit for the end because Surjit, I'm going to play something and then I'll respond to it. Let's listen in to what Surjit had said a few days ago and then we'll come back to it. Your view, 175, because you still believe that Nitish Kumar is being seen in favorable terms, no anti-incumbency and the arithmetic of the last election.
If you want to give, as I said in my article, point estimate is 175. I think the BJP will find it extremely difficult to go above 80.
Okay.
And I think the Gathbandhan will find it extremely difficult to go below 150.
Okay, so 175. So we found, we were always looking for someone whom we could call the Chanakya. And as it happens with every poll, you win some, you lose some. Surjit Bhalla came this morning worried that there may be scrambled eggs on his face. We've decided to give you a cake. So my producer unfortunately has not got the cake as yet. So we'll have it sent to your house, Surjit. Sure. Congratulations. What is it? What's the secret formula? Is it simply being foolish? That when I say 158, because I'm younger and more worried about trolls, you don't have trolls to worry about. You can say 175 and get away with it. What is your secret formula?
So first I want to answer what are the two big points.
Forget all that now. Yeah. So we've done all that through the day. Now we're running out of time.
I've got just one simple line. Social cohesion is just as important as economic growth. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the big lesson for me. And I want to congratulate
Nitish. Okay, social cohesion. Now tell us.
Look, we've all had our failures. We've all had our successes. I think what allowed me to make this forecast, given that I'd also made the forecast of Narendra Modi winning last year, and if you will have supported him on many issues, I think what allows me to, if you will, completely switch gears is that I go just by the evidence.
Okay, that's the lesson. Go by the evidence, go by the arithmetic. And if you don't know arithmetic, well, what do? Then become a journalist like us. That's all I can say. To my wonderful panel who's been here, the politicians, it's been great having you here. It's been a super Sunday. Thank you all very much for being part of this. I'm going to leave you in true Bihari style with a song that should define the day. Think about this. Lalu and Nitish have come together, and more than 25 years after they first came together to form a government, they're going to do it again. Only the roles have reversed. This time it's Nitish who's the chief minister and Lalu, who may be the backseat driver or not. Either way, there is no place in the world where politics is as fascinating as it is in Bihar. So for me, thank you to the voters of Bihar for enlivening this Sunday like never before. Thank you all in the studio. Good night. Goodbye. Have a great day.
Thank you, Rajdeep.
Thank you.